Hey, Brian.
Hello.
Guess what day it is?
Today's Fishbowl Day.
You do know it now.
So let's remind people what Fishbowl is too. So Fishbowl, every week we kind of ask people if there's any questions they have for us or for me or whatever. And also Meg and our people also have some questions that they might throw in as well. And Meg selects them at random, and I think she tries to stump me. And I think she succeeded once or twice, but we'll see. We'll see.
All
if she
right.
can.
So someone contacted us the other day, and they were from out of state, and they asked us, "What is an HOA?" And I was a little surprised, but not surprised. I kind of thought all states had HOAs nowadays, but I guess there are some states that still
Yeah.
have just little merry subdivisions, no HOAs included. That's the neighborhood I grew up in, but can you explain what an HOA is to us?
Yeah, me too. I'm from Vermont originally, and actually, I think that the community my dad lives in might have like a little tiny little HOA where you pay a little fee or something. But not like I've never really heard of an HOA much before I came to Florida. And down here, it's like almost all not every community, but a lot of communities have HOAs. And there's a bunch of different kinds of HOAs. Like we say HOA is one big blanket statement. Homeowners Association is what the acronym is for. But there's a bunch of different like versions of that. Like as an example, there are COAs, condo owners associations, and they're run a little bit differently. I mean, fundamentally it's similar, but some of the mechanics are differently. And then we have all kinds of other complex stuff like equity membership, country club communities, 55 and older restricted communities.
Well, that's a separate one.
Right. Okay, that's a separate one. But nevertheless, you're if it's going to be 55 that I'm aware of, it's always going to be in an HOA also. So it's a part of that governance. And basically, what an HOA is it's the in the community when it was founded or developed or whatever, they've created this kind of set of governing documents that set rules that everybody has to play by. Like common rules are you can only have a certain kind of vehicle. Some communities don't allow big trucks. Some communities restrict the type of animals that you have, or the number of animals, or the size of the animals, or on occasion the breed. On occasion, if they're like aggressive breeds or something. And I don't necessarily agree with all these restrictions, by the way. I'm just telling you what they are, and all kinds of other stuff. And of course, everybody's favorite part of HOAs is you pay fees. Generally, they're monthly, and they can change too. And with inflation the way it's been recently, a lot of fees have been going up recently, and they're calling me and talking about it, so I know. And one last thing on HOAs. Not only can they raise the fees, but also if there's damage to common areas, they'll do what's called assessments, where you pay even more fees to fix stuff. Now, it's not all bad. HOAs can be really good because they force your neighbors and everybody to keep things nice. Commonly, they won't let their lawns and stuff get out of whack. They won't let their trees get out of whack. They make them pressure wash and clean stuff and paint stuff. So everything looks nice and clean and uniform. So you will notice that a well-managed HOA, you drive through it, all the houses look nice, which I will say in some, if not many cases, improves the value of those homes. So there's a lot of good parts to HOAs, but certainly they are not for everybody.
Right.
So.
It's hard to get used to one when you don't have, if you're not coming from an HOA community.
It also, one last thing, it also depends on your lifestyle. If you have a big boat that you like to store in your home property, if you like four-wheelers and different things like this, if you have big trucks or have a lot of cars or just freedom and you don't like people up in your business, then yeah, you may not like it. But if you like things to be clean and uniform and neat and everybody's the same and it's all manicured well and everybody's consistent, then you probably like many of the HOAs.
Now there's a lot of communities or a lot of areas still in the Palm Beach area that aren't HOA requirements, so you just have to look for them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's some out west, as you know, Meg. Although, funny thing, you are doing business in a community way out west where there's normally no HOAs, but it happens to be an HOA, so that's kind of ironic. But a lot of communities out west, there are little pockets here east that you can find, but you got to know where to look, and so we can help with that, of course.
Right. Very good. The second question kind of goes hand in hand. You touched on a little bit calling it a 55 and older community. We call that HOPA, H-O-P-A.
Yep.
Can you tell us what this means so people can understand, and what are the advantages of being in a community that is a HOPA community.
HOPA, what does the acronym stand for again?
Housing of persons
of advanced age or
advanced
something
age,
like
yeah,
that?
something
Is that
like
what
that.
it is?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that.
So yeah, it's confusing. We used to in our marketing in the multiple listing service and many other areas, it used to be called 55 plus, and that's what we all still call it that. But now they've changed it. Maybe it's more politically correct. I don't know why they changed it. But now they all call HOPA, and nobody has any idea what HOPA means. HOPA means it's a 55-year-old and older age restricted community. And was there more? What was your question, Meg?
Well, just explain to people what's the advantages if you're 55 and older buying into a community like that versus a general family residential that you're used to.
Right. Well, a lot of 55 and older people, not all, but a lot of them really appreciate HOPA communities because they're in an HOA and they have the age restriction. And a lot of folks in that age bracket in that time in their life, they really do like a neighborhood that's just nicely kept. They don't have to worry about their neighbor down the street going crazy, working on cars in their driveway, and whatever happens out there. And so that can be really nice. Oftentimes, too, these communities have like activities like some of the communities around here are really spectacular. They have like these amazing clubhouses with massive indoor and outdoor pools, theaters, shows that they put on, billiard halls, like all of it right within the community, all included for what you pay, and a bunch of stuff I can't even think of. Fitness centers, full gyms, like you name it, they have it. And they're really, really beautiful. They're really well maintained and everything else. So there's a lot of energy. And, if you're retired and you want to kind of live a more relaxed lifestyle and you don't want to be in a neighborhood with a bunch of little kids crawling all on your car and whatever little kids do, then you might appreciate it. It's a much more quiet, laid-back environment that's more controlled and manicured. And oftentimes they include a bunch of service there. Like as an example, it's very common in 55 dollars, they mow your lawn. They'll pressure wash the house sometimes. Sometimes it'll include other things like cleaning the roof, painting the house, and other things even beyond that sometimes. But those are some of the reasons that people like 55 and older communities, and probably missing a couple of points there, but they're pretty popular. So.
Very good. Next thing we wanted to let everyone know about an art club that we're taking on a weekly basis. Can you touch on that a little bit?
So we basically put on a little art club here in my office, basically for teens. It doesn't have to be just teens. It could be kids a little younger, but we don't really want kids too young. So we wanted an environment, because I have a teenage daughter, and we want an environment where kids can get together and kind of do a little bit of socializing and have a little fun and do some art and stuff like that. And so we put it together later in the week here in our office. And we've been doing it pretty consistently every week.
Every Friday I believe we're starting at 3:30 this time.
Now, Meg is running it, and Meg is actually creative. So the good news is there's creative things that happen. Because if it was me, it would be pretty lame, but it's not. It's Meg. And it's nice. We had quite a few people here the other Friday, and we're going to be continuing to put them on. So if anybody out there would like to participate, if anybody has a teenager that would like to join, it's usually a few kids, and then the parents kind of hang out together and stuff here in the office, and it's very laid back. And some of them are really great artists, some of them are just kind of not so much. And there's no judgment or anything. It's just to have fun. And I think we're going to try to do some different things, right?
Yes, I asked the teens if they had any kind of ideas that they wanted to share, and they're thinking about it, and they'll let me know. But I said, if you want to do a project, let's discuss it, figure out how much it's going to cost, and then go, step by step kind of thing.
And there's not a lot of cost. We have stuff here too. We have so much stuff here that the kids couldn't even possibly use it all. So you don't have to bring anything if you don't want to. We have things to colored pencils and
we have paint,
art
we
paper,
have
and
all kinds of stuff, magazines to do collages.
Yeah, my daughter was doing a collage. She just took old magazines we had laying around. She was doing this cool little collage. It actually came out real nice. She's still working on it. She'll have to do it next time, I guess. And I was thinking, my daughter loves to do sculptures and stuff, or clay, and very simple stuff. And we have all that. So anyway, if anybody is interested in participating, just let us know. We'd like the group to grow a little bit. So give us a call, and we'd be happy to include you.
Okay, last thing we need to touch on is our famous Sip and Shred.
Yep.
It's coming next weekend.
Sip and Shred is a week from this coming Saturday. That is Saturday, February 26th from 1 to 3 p.m.
Yes.
We're going to have a professional shredding truck at Winston's on the Green, I believe it's called, which is the bar and grill in Winston Trails, which is on the corner of Jog Road and Hypoluxo. What we're doing is we have that professional shredding truck. You can bring as much stuff as you possibly can shred. There's no limit on that. They can handle way more than you have. It's guaranteed. And I'm paying, and it's all free. You don't have to worry about that. And frankly, the more you bring, the better, because at least I'm making sure we're putting them to work, right? And then also they have a little outdoor tiki bar at the Winston's on the Green, which is just a 2-minute walk from where we're gonna have the truck.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna buy you a beer and a wine, and we're working on a special little Perry cocktail.
Yes, right, the Perry Shredder.
We're calling it the Perry Shredder. And so that'll be a lot of fun, and no charge for any of that. If you have nothing to shred and you'd like me to buy you a drink, I will do that. And if you don't drink and you want to shred, you may come also. You just have to deal with us anyway. And the only thing you have to do to come is to sign up ahead of time just so we know you're coming. And you can do that at perrygives.com. That is the website where we have it up. So it'll be fun.
Also call our office if you have any additional questions.
Yeah, you can call our office at 561-880-5696 in addition to going to Perry Gives. Yep.
Okay, well that's all I have today.
Thanks, Meg.
We'll see you next time.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.